All right, welcome back. We're going to do an unbox here for the Legend Hobby 35cc P47 Thunderbolt. This was a new release. I had it pre-ordered for a while, and I want to thank Tomas there at Legend Hobby for getting this shipped out. They got it in stock, and he had it shipped out the next day, and it was here within 3 days of shipping out. So appreciate that, man. And I have partially opened the box up just because it's a pain to get it going without a little bit of a break in the seal, so to speak. So let's go ahead and get the cover off here. See how everything has arrived. I did take a peek, but this is how she looks when she comes out of the box. We're gonna fill this room up with airplane because there's a lot of stuff in this box. All right, on top, got your trusty manual. And I did look through all this already. It's just your standard procedures for assembling a really nice ARFF from the factory. There's a lot of work, a lot of little details, you know, building your cockpit, getting all those scale features in there. So set that aside. And we got ourselves a sticker sheet, all the decals, our cockpit. First layer of bubble wrap coming up. And we come to our, it's either a rudder or an elevator. Nicely bubble wrapped. If you guys don't know, you can save this bubble wrap. I usually save it and I build up enough for keep me busy for a while with what I need. And then after that, kind of use it for shipping out other stuff, packing stuff, but plenty of bubble wrap in these packages. Yeah, I think this is either an aileron or not aileron, elevator or a rudder. I'm gonna go with elevator, but it's already got the pin hinges installed. You can see that they're already in there in position, and they put some tape on it just to keep it from flopping around. Fully sheeted. Even the elevator is fully sheeted. That's nice. Really good quality. Covering is pretty. Just a few small wrinkles there. If you see it in the light, a little bit there, a few more there. 100% expected to have some wrinkles. Yeah, we got two matching parts, so these are definitely our elevators, stabilizers. And this, I believe, is our rudder. Yeah, it's definitely a rudder. Again, that's fully sheeted with balsa all the way around. Little details like that, it makes the models just that much more quality. Next in the box we have some wings. Fully enclosed, each one's fully enclosed in its own bubble wrap again. Be careful because these flight controls are, they're taped on just don't want them flopping off there. More bubble wrap for the kitty cat. Look at that. Wow. Those colors look good. A few little wrinkles again, 100% expected. I'm gonna get my iron and go over all these parts before I even start doing anything. And I'm not just gonna hit the wrinkles. See, you got a few here on the tip. It's really not bad. I'm not gonna hit just this with my cover and iron. I'm gonna do the entire airplane because eventually the whole airplane will do that. From my experience with everything from Hangar 9 to other Legend Hobby Seagull models. So it's just part of it. But look at your wheel well. They got that all painted up, all ready for you. So this appears to be a right wing. And I'll see if I can set this back here and not have it fall down. So the right wing looks good. Here goes the left wing. Again, fully enclosed in some bubble wrap. And it's not a pain to get this out. This stuff isn't taped all crazy like. Look at that. Just unfold it and it comes right out. And again, this one looks to be damn near perfect shape. I don't see any wrinkles anywhere. Flaps are already hinged. Good movement on those. I think they're hinged and secured. I'll read the manual to see, but there's your servo trays. Flap servo, got your aileron servos. They're just taped on there. Yeah, this looks good. Big piece of the wingtip there. I believe you have actual functioning nav lights. I did read the manual a little bit before I started this, and the little bit I saw that the nav lights run off of, you can actually run them off of a LiPo battery, if I read that correctly, which surprised me. So they've done good figuring that out as far as being able to run higher voltage for their lights, because one of my other planes, I thought I could do that, and I plugged in a little Life battery, just a 6-volt Life, and the lights did one flash and they were done. They checked out. So more bubble wrap. Kitty, get your bubble wrap, kitty. Let's see. Do I want to do this end of the box, or let's just keep going down? Let's see what's under here. Big old piece of cardboard to separate and divide the next layer. And here we have our fuselage. I'll go ahead and bring that out. Actually, can I get that out? It's got the part of the tails all the way back lengthwise. Let's see if I can lift that. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's too tight in there. Actually, it is. Yeah, the vertical fin does go up that way. So we'll get to that in a second. There's a big old box. Where's my knife? So we got a nice taped up box. Let's see what's inside of this bad boy. I think this is the Retrax based off of that white foam that we'll see in there. So we've got some white foam, and there's our beautiful Retrax. JP Hobby. These are full electric Retrax. That tail wheel right there in the middle. And those are nice. Should just drop right into the wing. Everything hooks up. You do have gear doors. I was reading about those, so you got to have gear door servos, which thankfully, luckily, I do have some. So got those in there. So we'll save these, set them aside. So electric Retrax. You can buy it without Retrax, but I don't know if you could even, I don't know, rig up a pair of any other kind, pneumatic or whatever. So more bubble wrap. Whole lot of little random stuff in here. There's our pilot. He's got some weight to him. He's not a little guy. He's like me. Been eating real good. There's our guy. Looking like he's ready for the job. Flying by the seat of the pants. I don't think so. He ain't got no seat in the pants. We'll put him up here. Let him oversee the build. See if he thinks that plane's will be worth flying or not when we get done with it. All right, we'll bubble wrap. Here's where we get into a lot of small parts. Lots of little pieces here and there. This looks like if you convert electric, you got a battery tray. I think that's what that is. Over here, you've got a servo mount of some sort, and behind that is a template for your engines. Now, try to get that to focus. I can't read what the camera sees right now, but there you go. It says pre-drilled holes. This is your template for the DA35, GP38, RCGF35. We also have an NGH, I believe that's a 38, and the DLE 35RA. So, yeah, I'm not going to use any of those. I'm going to be using a Sato 30cc on mine. Let's see, I'm going to keep all these little bags back here. So, where'd that go? So for me, I'm going to use this guy, Sato FG30, and I ran this on another airplane. It's no longer with us, rest its soul, but the engine's fine. But I've got my own template here. Used it on that plane, it worked really good. Centered me right up where I needed to drill the firewall, and I always keep my templates because you never know when you might need them again. So that's going to be there when we need it. Engine's actually outside on the test stand. I just ran it. I might throw a little clip in it of it running right here. So, all right, continuing. This is your, I believe it, yeah, your cowl. This will go up on the front of the fuselage, and your cowl attaches to these lugs here. This either gets glued or epoxied in. A couple loose pieces here that have come unwrapped because I picked them up by the bubble wrap. There's gear doors. There's 2 of those in that package. They were painted green on the inside. That's what we're seeing is the inboard side inside green, and then your rest of your invasion stripe on the bottom. These are parts of the I guess that's part of your seat for your cockpit. You do kind of build your interior and your scale details. Looks like drop tanks, fittings for your underwing drop tanks. Fuel tank. Usually, I have not used these on any of my builds. These usually end up on my, every year we have a swap meet. These usually end up on my table. And I use, this is what I'll use. I know it's not part of the unbox, but since it's here, I like these tanks from Valley View. I think this is a 16 ounce. This is what I was using on the other plane, so I'm just going to use that again. And just like this other one, I just finished putting together a Hanger 9 10cc Cub, and this is the tank they sent with it, so they're identical. So you're at the swap meet here in North Texas, Richardson Radio Control Club swap meet. You can get you one of those tanks for a really good price. Or a couple wheels. And, oh, these are heavy. These are real heavy. Oh, these are your actual, more gear doors, landing gear doors. This is actually what rides on the gear itself. Those others were your inboard side gear doors. These are what ride on the actual gear. So those have a little bit of weight on them. They're pretty nice, sturdy built for sure. And we got some more stuff. Oh wow, we got a nice big old prop nut. Now I don't know if that's going to fit on my Sato's engine or not. I hope it does because it looks great. Here's a big old box. Accessory parts for electric conversion. Fly the way you want, whether you prefer electric or glow. And we won't be needing that, but again, swap meet table, that's where this stuff ends up. More bubble wrap. Here is a hardware bag. This has got some weight to it too. Just looking in from the outside, we've got some fuel line, some control horns, which, look at that. That control horn is painted to match the tail surface. Those are all orange. That's a really nice quality feature. I like that a lot because nothing's uglier than just unpainted fiberglass control horns that are kind of like that yellow tan colored. You know, you could paint them yourself, but it's just more work. So I'm glad that they did a good job putting some paint on those. All kinds of hardware here. There's our wingtip lights, if you can see those. I don't see any. It looks like it has a controller box with that. I don't want to open this up yet till I start the build because I don't want to lose anything. But yeah, there's everything. And look at the ball links. I hope you can see that. There are some really nice control hookups in here. Looks like, I don't know if those are 440 size. They might be. That's pretty heavy duty. Heavy duty hardware. Good quality stuff there. What do we got here? Very light. Oh, this is our cockpit. So these are just plastic panels. You kind of lay out your cockpit and these all get glued into place. So not the super scale look, but it gets the job done. It's about a good 10-footer. And here's a big old box. EAM. I don't know what EAM is, but it's lightweight. There's like hardly any weight in here. If I had to guess, it's going to be drop tanks or something like that. I'm wrong. This is our canopy. So a lot of packing in there as well, just a bunch of plastic. So that's nice. They keep it from getting crushed, so they give you a whole box. And there's our canopy. So wrapped in good shape, fully covered in plastic. It looks like it's double bagged actually too. So they're really trying to get it to you without any issue. So I appreciate that because he's come a long way. All right, moving on this end of the box, more bubble wrap for the kitty cat over there. Looks like we have these really lightweight parts are your cockpit. There's a few pieces. There's our seat that homeboy is going to be riding around in. So more cockpit interior pieces. This, I don't know what this is. There's two pieces. They're identical. Oh, this is for, yeah, anywhere that you see the orange paint, it's either up there on the nose or on the tail. These are doors for your tail wheel. So your actual tail wheel retracts inward, and I believe there's a spring that goes between each side of these, and as the tail wheel comes up, it pulls the door shut. So definitely a nice feature again. Uh-oh, who's calling me? Time out. Wife's calling. All right, back on track. Phone call's been answered. Everything's all right. Wife's just driving home from work. So where were we? Somewhere in this box. We're working on this end here. Couple big pieces here. Got two identical. These are your bombs. They're drop tanks. Or not drop tanks, but they're actual ordnance. They're all wrapped up in some bubble wrap. I don't know if I'll ever put these on, but they're cool. See what they look like quality-wise. Bubble wrap for the kitty. Yeah, not bad. They're not that heavy either, so you're not carrying around a bunch of dead weight. So, good quality. I don't know if these are plastic or hollow foam, or they might actually be, I don't know what they are, but they don't weigh hardly anything. So there's your attachment points there. So we got two of those, I believe. Be careful with them. This is your dummy engine. So not sure if I'm even going to bother with this or not. We'll see. There are There are better ones out there. Let's open this up. When I look at these and, you know, personally, it's like, come on. I get it. I know it needs work, you know. You got to do some cutting out, but I mean, look at all this. If you're going to do this right, cutting all that out. Yeah, I don't know. We'll set that aside. And ooh, there's a small bag. Kitty. Here's another. This looks like a drop tank for your auxiliary fuel tank. Definitely not a bomb, but I could be wrong. Yeah, this is your center tank. So you're under your belly tank for fuel. That's nice quality too. That really, I mean, that's good hard plastic, I'm assuming. But again, it doesn't weigh much at all, but it's solid. Like I can't squeeze it, you know. I don't feel like I'm gonna put a dent in it by squeezing it too hard or nothing, but yeah, that looks pretty good. I'll probably get those on for some beauty shots, but flying with them, it's just extra drag and dead weight. All right, this little thing here was almost thrown away. It was riding inside of a bag of bubble wrap. This is your wingtip Navlite lenses, just little plastic covers. That's nice, as these are actually cut out already. You don't have to cut anything out of a sheet of plastic or trim them to fit. They looks like they just go right on the tip of the wing. Put a little bit of canopy glue, some tape, and come back when you're done building and take that off, and they're in there really good. So, all right, now that's all the little bits on this side. Now we got a big box that's attached to a divider. So large box. What are we thinking here? Any guesses? I don't even know I don't know what we're missing. So let's see what we got left. It's not very heavy. So, oh, it's the cow. Kitty, you want a box? Come here. Kitty does not want a box right now. She has too much bubble wrap over there she's laying in. So yeah, this is our cow. Put that down before I cut myself. Yeah, this is a big cow. I mean, big airplane, big cow, big motors. What's not to love about this? I got to rip right into it. See what we're working with. So it's very securely bubble wrapped. Lots of tape on it. They really protected this for shipping. There's some color. Look at that color. You want some bubble wrap? She says no. Wow, that's a good looking cow. That's perfect. Paint, is it painted? Yeah, that's paint. So yeah, really good quality. Look how good this looks. See your painting inside. So it's fiberglass, a little bit wobbly, but that's going to be wonderful. So yeah, that's the opening on the front there. I mean, obviously you don't have to have it all open, but we'll see what happens when it gets to that part of the build. Airflow is good for your engine cooling, but scale looks, you kind of see the dummy engine. I mean, you've got to cut away so much of that plastic to make that fit. So we'll see what happens with that when the time comes. All right, so that's it for this side, I believe. Now this divider comes up and we can get our fuselage out. Before we do that, there's one last thing in here before the fuselage. We got a bag with 2 tubes. This is your main wing spar. And you have your tail actually has a spar on it, which is really, really nice, because you know what that means. That means, I think it means you have a removable tail. I don't know for sure, but yeah, you got 2 wing dowels, or 2 dowels on your tail surfaces here, and a spar goes in. So I'm hoping what happens is you get to the field, you can put your tail in And I don't know if this is a permanent installation or not. I don't feel any kind of holes for hardware. So you know what? You probably do have to epoxy at some point. Remove some covering and epoxy. So I don't know. I didn't read that much into the manual, but that is really nice, because what that does is it makes it, your tail's just going to go in. You don't have to worry about your angles, your incidents, none of that stuff. It just keys in and it gets you flying a lot quicker. You don't have to do as much head scratching. So push rods, we've got a whole assortment. You got your long ones for your tail feathers. You got 1, 2, 3 really long. So your elevators are dual and one rudder. And then you got a few shorter ones for some wings, flaps, ailerons, and then really, really tiny ones for your gear. You have some gear doors that will be hooked up to your sequencer with your JP Retracts. So that's that for that. And as far as I can tell, the last piece in here is the fuselage. Now, this camera can't see it. This one here can. There's a huge bulk of bubble wrap right here on this tail post. So that's really good. Your tail of your fuselage is protected really good for transporting. And the front, you know, it doesn't need as much because it's a firewall. So the more fragile part has got very good packing on the tail. So look at all this. This is all for your tail right there. 2 big pieces of bubble wrap. And up she comes. There we go. We got a rubber band on the back, so it's wrapped from the rear here. So let's try to take this rubber band off. Try. Alright, so let's unwrap this and get a good look at our fuselage. I know it's going to get heavier as we start building it, but right now I don't feel like I have anything in my arm that would, you know, as far as weight for the size of this, it just feels like it's nothing. So that's a good start. Look at how clean that is. All right, nothing's hanging in the bubble wrap. There it is. Beautiful work. These stars are they stickers? I don't know if they're stickers or this covering. Yeah, the covering, it's got little bits cut out of the covering. So there's our firewall, reinforced up front here. Do we have an X to center? We do. They're very small. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little X, you know, for your thrust center line. That's nice. From there you can put your template in and transfer your pilot holes for your motor mounts. So huge knockout panel here for ignition. I mean, heck, I don't know. You could put about any. You could put so much through there. It's huge. So firewall looks good. It's laminated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. It looks like. Apply. Try not to bump the tail. So that's nice. Look, nice heavy duty firewall. Looking at the back side here, the wing root. Look at that covering, just beautiful. Lays down really well. Back here to the tail, there's your slot for your stabilizers to go into. I still don't know for sure how they attach. I'll be curious to find out that part of the build when we get there. There's our tail wheel. You can see the slots are already pre-cut for your tail doors, and your pilot holes are drilled for your tail wheel mount. So they've done a lot of work to really speed this process up for you. So here's a rudder tail post. So the rudder actually recesses into that, it looks like. And sorry, it's focusing on my face, but yeah, you've actually got these fiberglass horns that they're already installed. And man, it just looks good. Like they're on this piece, I don't see a single wrinkle anywhere as far as the covering goes. So that's really nice. I mean, there's a lot of compound curves too. So you can see here at this wing root, I mean, that's a smooth transition. So really nice looking job right there. So let's see what we got on the inside of our canopy here. And see, I've been holding and flipping this. It hadn't come off. We've got a little piece of tape here on our canopy secure latch, so we don't accidentally hit that. And so let's see here. Push the pin back. It's hard to do with holding this behemoth up. All right, so the canopy is loose and up and off. Not bad. It really has no weight to it. This canopy is feather lightweight, but doesn't mean it's not built well. Looks really good. And my goodness, look at all the room. Hi. My gosh. There's room in there for activities. Lots of activities. So we are going to fill this up with high-tech servos. We're going to use Spectrum PowerSafe receiver with the new Synapse gyro. I'm a gyro baby, is what it is. And man, there's room in this plane. So I mean, P-47s are big airplanes, but this is going to be really nice to build. And you're going to have all the room in the world here to get this thing set up the way you want, you know, as far as laying out your electronics, servos, switches, fueling, you know. It's just going to be a nice plane to do. So anyway, looking in the box, that is everything in the box. So I might do a little bit of a build video with this one. I'm not going to be super detailed with it. It's just going to be kind of progress. Here we go. And that's probably going to start here pretty soon. I've already got my sealing iron over there, and I'm going to start just ironing down a lot of these panels. You know, every piece is going to get some heat on it, get these wrinkles laid in there, and pretty much get the build going. And I imagine it's going to be a pretty quick build though. So yeah. Anyway, I thank you guys for watching and enjoying all this. This is where I'm going to be doing tonight, looking through that, getting my iron out and doing some ironing. So anyway, appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.